Hi everyone, Annette Kessler here. Thank you very much for coming back to my channel, and I have a new video tutorial for you today. I'm going to show you how to make a DIY steampunk metal box with all kinds of embellishments and a really cool foil technique. I'm going to start by adhering some metal pieces to the lid of the box. Just small rings, metal rings. I'm getting all my metal embellishments. I have a treasure box and I collect them from DIY stores and my mechanic and places like that. So now I'm taking aluminum foil and I'm going to glue it to the lid of the box. And basically I'm going to create a pattern with those metal embellishments that I put before. They're going to be raised. I'm going to use the edge of my brush, and I'm just pressing the aluminum foil around these embellishments and creating a pattern on the lid. Of course, the aluminum foil also wrinkles, and we want it to wrinkle because that is what's going to give us the texture that we want. So I'm just pressing everything. If you have a tear, you just tear another small piece of aluminum foil and just glue it on the tear. We're going to color everything later with some paint, so it's not going to be visible. Now some more glue around the edges and cover the edges with the aluminum foil. Now for the box itself, I'm only going to glue the aluminum foil not over the part where the lid is going to close, because it's going to be a problem to close it with the aluminum foil. So I'm leaving that without anything, just like this. So I'll have no problem closing it later. Just going around the box with the foil. Making sure it's glued really well. Cutting everything. Again, I don't want a lot of to leave a big margin of aluminum foil. I don't want to have a big edge, because then if I fold it in, it's going to later interfere with it's going to prevent me from closing it properly. So I'm cutting the aluminum foil as close as I can to the edge, and then I'm folding it in, so it won't be a thick layer, just a nice finish. Now we have both parts ready, or not. Here we don't have a problem folding everything, the edges. And I know the bottom part is never visible, but still I like to put some aluminum foil on the bottom of the box as well, since I'm covering it, so I want to cover everything. So I'm adding some aluminum foil to the bottom of the tin box as well. So now we have both parts ready, and we're going to start painting. I'm using gold acrylic paint. Actually, it doesn't really matter what kind of what color you use as the base coat, but just in case that the black coat of paint that we're going to put at the end is not didn't cover everything, I always like to use gold on the bottom. This way, if there are parts that I didn't cover with the black, then I will see gold underneath, so instead of the silver. So you can do red, you can do whatever color you want. I like to use gold. So we're covering everything with the gold paint. As you can see, the first coat doesn't cover everything really well, but that's okay because that's aluminum foil and it's not supposed to cover everything. So painting the box as well, all the edges, just where you have aluminum foil. And I'm going to dry it with the heat gun. And after it's dry, paint it with another coat of gold paint. So this is a much better coverage now on the second coat. And when we'll do the third coat of paint, which is going to be black, you'll see that it's going to be completely covered. So just covering everything with the paint, getting the fingers dirty, just as we like it. On the box itself as well, I'm leaving the edges of the box with no paint because that is where the lid is supposed to be when we close it. Dry it again, and when it's dry, we're going to do the black coat of paint, and I'm going to use a sponge for it, not the brush. And I'm going to dab the black acrylic paint on the lid and the box. This way it will cover all the nooks and crannies and all the bumps that we created before. So just go over the entire lid with the sponge. And the box. Now I'm covering, I'm covering the entire box. It's going to be a very, very thin coat of paint, so it will not interfere with me closing the box later. And I don't need texture on that place where I'm closing it, so it's just paint and that's it. And I know it's the bottom of the box, but I always like to do the bottom of the box too. You don't have to. So now we're going to add some gold accents. I'm using perfect pearls, and this is a mixture I've kind of developed. I'm taking a bottle cap, putting a little bit of perfect pearls and alcohol ink. I'm mixing them together because I want to create a paste. And then I'm putting a tiny bit of glue. I'm adding a little bit of glue. See? Just that little spot. This will make it pasty and it will let it dry very fast. And this is my own invention of you can say maybe patina paste. It's kind of a patina paste. So now with my finger I'm going over the lid All the embellishments are now really visible. Gives it a really nice accent. Also the edges. And my nails are bothering me, so I'm just taking everything out on the stick and take it from there. So all over the box as well. Now basically you can stop here, and maybe for some of you these embellishments are enough, and for some of you this box is ready, and that's perfectly fine. But for me, I like to add much more embellishments on top, so I'm bringing some metal embellishments that I'm going to dye with alcohol ink and embossing powder. Basically, I want all my metal embellishments to have the same color, so I'm adding alcohol ink, and they're all become kind of a rusty, coppery color. I'm just putting a little bit of alcohol ink on the metal embellishments. I have a key there and all kinds of stuff, and with my rubbing my finger on it and coloring it. So you see, instead of silver, I now have a rusty, coppery flower color. I saw the flower, and that's the word that came to my mind. And then of course you have to dry them with your heat tool. After they're dry, I'm going to take the larger pieces of metal. I'm going to emboss them. The way I do it is I heat them a lot with the heat tool until they're very, very hot. You have to be very careful. And then I sprinkle the embossing powder on top, and it sticks to them because they're so hot. And after it sticks to them, I heat them again with the tool gun, and the powder melts, and they have this amazing embossed effect on them. So now we're going to start building layers of embellishments on the lid of the box. Just adding layers of the embellishments. And like I said, I really find these embellishments anywhere. I can even go on the street in an industrial zone or something, and I find something on the road, or a nail or a metal ring or a screw or something, and I'll pick it up. And I'm doing it for a while, and now I have a big collection of stuff. I go to flea markets and I find all kind of treasures. My mechanic sometimes bring me stuff, and now I have a treasure box full of those things. So I don't even need to buy them. I just use whatever scrap I find, scraps of metal that I find here and there. So I'm just adding more and more pieces, and the small pieces that before I added some alcohol ink to them. Sometimes I think I'm going to use a piece and then I decided not to. So sometimes I have stuff on my table, but then you see that I'm not adding them. It's because I changed my mind. I think they won't look good, so at the end I'm not using them. But that's a designer prerogative to change their minds, right? we can change our mind whenever we want. So keys, I have old suitcase keys and keys I found in flea markets and old keys from old doors and stuff like that. A button, a metal button, all kinds of stuff. So whenever you find junk, keep it. Don't throw it away. It will look nice on your altered tin box. So this is the finished box. I really hope you like it, and thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you next time.